What's up, everybody? It's Bill from High Volume Games, and welcome to another episode of Promotion Wars. This is episode number, I've lost count, I think 57. I could be wrong on it. But let's address this elephant in the room. Oh, this is going to be a great episode because I almost said elevator in the room. Let's address the elephant in the room. This new kind of watermark or whatever that XSplit put on the screen. I guess if you're not a paying customer, that's going to be there. So I'm gonna have to decide, at some point whether I want to pay for XSplit or if I'm gonna try others. I know I had Streamlabs OBS. I have that for everything but this game. For some reason, Streamlabs OBS does not like this game. For some reason, it just won't put it on the screen. I can't get it window and this and that. Um, so we'll see. We'll see. We're gonna let it run this week, and I'll make a decision in the future. But let's get into the game. It would help if I not. I'm playing off of the XSplit, but that's a weird thing. I had to make sure it worked too because there's a new record button. A new update came up, and yeah, just made everything weird. All right, so we are at Wednesday, August 10th. We have the Lion's Den, Sunday, August 21st. So we're 1 week away. We have 502,000. We're 94%. That's because Lance and White went off on a Twitter rant and cost us some necessary points. We're still trying to get that regional uh, promotion, but we'll see. All right, so we're going to go to the show. Actually, what we're going to do is just look at feuds because I've already forgotten what we got. We have Disco and Mad. We have Bruiser and Matt Cross. We have Ruby, Soho, and Susie versus Tessa and Rebecca. We have Lio and Tommy. We have Chris and Scotty. Over here, we have a very hot feud with Ryan Emmett and Vince Warner. We have Carl Anderson and Johnny Volume. We have Alicia Sherrington and Vicky Collister. We have Williams and Cannon versus Brooks Boys, and Kaz and Redbeard versus Brett Lane and Paul London. All right, let's go to the show. So we're gonna go back to Yorkton. We broke a record last week, but we did not get the sellout of the 1483. I have an interesting thought for the house show. So we might do something with that. But we are going to have a singles match with O'Neal and Lio going into uh, their Lions Den match. We're gonna have that tag team match that we were talking about. I feel like there should be this should be for the title, but Redbeard and Kaz because they haven't defended in a bit because Kaz has been injured. Versus Brett and London, which makes it a little different because Brett's been tagging with Johnny Volume, but Johnny's got a match uh, on the house show for a title. Let's just look. Condition. Only Heather Reynolds is injured. And Harris, Hero, and Two Tough Tony are the only ones that aren't 100%. So we'll put Mad Braddix and that disco guy. We're going to go tag team. Cannon and Williams. Actually, yeah. Oh, well, see, I have way too many good like matches and way too many good people. Um, so we're not seeing that. There's a lot of people who could go at some point because we just uh, Cannon Williams and Brooks boys. There it is, Mike Bennett and Andrew Everett. Can Everett and Williams ever get away from each other? Singles match, 2 out of 3 falls. Oh, wait. So we're gonna put it for the title, just because you know last 2 weeks the title's been on the line and they've switched hands both times. So let's do it again. 2 out of 3 falls match between uh, the champion Ryan Nemeth and Mance Warner. This is gonna kind of be a throwaway match, and I'm sure he's gonna hate me for it. But we want to put Danhausen, uh, and let's put him with AR Fox. We're gonna go again. These guys are gonna hate me, but I have an idea just for this week of what I'm gonna do with the house show. So Bruiser and Matt Cross. No, that's not what I want. And I don't want to give Hero a week off. That one's gonna be on the house show. No, everybody's set. So okay. So let's do a 10-man tag just to have fun. Kind of love the idea of a 10-man tag team brawl, backstage brawl, where just random people are just going off. Let's see. The Einhorns and the Kevins, and they're gonna be in this backstage brawl. Like, didn't Impact do an episode? As this has to be a while back, but didn't Impact do an episode where like they just started with a huge brawl, like, and I know that sounds weird, but like the whole first segment was just a bunch of people just fighting, and more people were showing up and fighting, and I don't think I dreamed that, but we're gonna put the Serial Man, Andy Black, Anthony Bennett, Corey Hollis, and it could be Sean Cash or Maven or Easterly. Easterly has never even made his debut. People will be like, "Who's that random guy?" So if you haven't figured it out, since there's no women on this show and there's no hardcore on the show, my house show is going to be all women's matches slash uh, parking lot division matches. And so that's why I did try to put the like the feuds that the men are in. It's only going to be this week. I'm just shaking things up a little. The only reason the women aren't getting both shows is, or the whole show is just, I think I have like 14. And I could do a 5, but we have parking lot division that needs some love too. So 1424, I think that's a record. If it's not, we missed it by like 6 because it could be 1430. We'll see after. Fairly quiet, near capacity crowd at the Farrell Agency Arena in Yorkton. We're going to see highlights. We got this weird ass backstage brawl between the Job Squad and Job Squad 2. Now, Einhorns and the Kevins against the Serial Man, Andy Black, We're live. We see Einhorn and it's Victor Einhorn and Cereal Man. And those waffles. And a decorative planter. It's shrubbery in the arena. There's a soda can. He blinds him with soda. Einhorn kicked to the midsection. DDT onto the concrete floor. And 1, 2, 3. Victor Einhorn is the winner as the Einhorns and the Kevins defeat the Cereal Man, Andy Black, Hollis and Bennett, and Easterly. But he pinned the Cereal Man out of all that. And Cereal Man and Andy Black are like leaders, like the ones that actually have fought. I would have jobbed Easterly. Kaz and Redbeard in the ring talking trash about Brett Lane and Paul London. London and Lane don't look uh, very happy. Long stare down, awkwardly long. There's a lot of hatred. London and Redbeard have been fighting for a long time, and now Kaz and Lane have been added to it. Bruiser Bruno and Matt Cross. Bruiser down on the mat. Matt Cross goes to the top. He hits Death from above. It connects. He goes for the pin and makes the 3 count. Bruiser Bruno loses to Matt Cross. Apologize for drinking on the job, but no, just sparkling water. But I felt a cough coming on. We're backstage with Renee Paquette, who's alongside Hero. Hero, you've recently been at the end of some nasty comments from Valentine. Nobody responds. Hero takes a good look around, grabs the mic. Scotty, the time for talk is over. I'm sick of you. You talk the talk, but you don't back up your words. You're a chump. Scotty Valentine, your time for talking is running out. Chris hands it back to Renee, and that ends it. But see, we got Chris Hero in there without having to mess with his condition. Danhausen versus AR Fox. Disco Guy's up on the ring apron, distracting the referee. Danhausen delivers a low blow to AR. He follows it up with the GTS. The good night Hausen. And he gets the 3 count. Danhausen gets the win with a little help from Disco Guy. We'll change that in the history book. I have to take Disco Guy out of Danhausen's thing and make Mad Braddock's. Although there's a little play you could do with that, like maybe Danhausen's not officially aligned with like Braddock's has claimed he's the leader, Disco claims he's the leader, and so Disco did that to kind of help. Maybe Danhausen's gonna side with Disco. Who knows? Man's talking about Nemeth, saying there's no love lost, and now they're gonna have a 2 out of 3 falls for the television championship. Score is 1-0 with Nemeth in the lead. Man's looking to get level. Hooks Nemeth for the suplex. Nemeth puts on the brakes. Zigzag. 1, 2, 3. And Ryan Nemeth wins 2 falls to 0. The now 2-time television champion, Ryan Nemeth. You notice I still have the same background. Adam gave me a new background for HVW, which has Brooks Boys and a few other little changes, but I gotta put that up hopefully by next show. Once I figure out the XSplit. No. Lisa Sherrington in the microphone. See, the only 2 people that are gonna fight on the women. Well, actually, no, there's parking lot, so never forget I said that. Sherrington and Collister brawling. They're holding nothing back. They're going to fight on Sunday. No, on Saturday in a mixed tag team championship match after Collister and Volume. I have to look. Did that actually happen? Did we already do the tag team match, or did that happen? Yeah, I think they did. Adam Williams makes the cover with the Tiger Suplex. Referee counts to 3. Adam Williams picks up the win. Williams and Cannon beat Brooks Boys. When they wrote that, Eric Cannon and Adam Williams, because the exclamation point. Looking, can you see Pen Pen? She's right by my thumb. Susie Taylor backstage with Matt Braddock. He's got a few things to say about that disco guy. Like, why are you going in and helping Danhausen? Wait a minute. Here they come and they've exchanging words. Things could get violent here. But that disco guy casually walks away. He's got a fight tonight. Is their match next? It is. That disco guy hits the chart buster on Braddock's. He makes the cover. Gets the big win. It's this disco's night. He helps his former partner get a win. And now he wins over Mad Braddock's. The struggle with the misunderstood right now. We got what? 2 more? The big Bruiser Bruto coming out with a microphone. He's got a lot to say about Matt Cross. He shouldn't really because he got beat. Here comes Matt Cross. They stand face to face. Bruto stops talking. Bruiser backs away and leaves the ring. Did I ever put Bruno with Brooke Hogan yet? That was my thought. Kaz Redbeard versus London and Lane. Kaz hits the East River crossing on Paul London. He makes the cover. And the ref counts to 3. Kaz and Redbeard are really. I'll have to look. They're getting up there with the how many days they've been champ. I mean, I know that Kaz was injured for a while, but and once again, sorry if I go on a tangent of some just weird random thing. You know, I work today, so you're getting my thoughts, even whatever happens. Whatever order they come in. Blanchard and Prince, they're talking about Soho and Parkman. They say they're the better team, and that's all there was. And Tommy O'Neill versus Lio Rush in the main event, a little non-title match to sweeten the pot for this. Uh, Tommy O'Neill with the power slam gets the win on Lio Rush. Now their feud is 1-1. Okay, because Lio won the opening of the feud, which led into Lion's Den, and now Tommy O'Neill wins. That's some good stuff. All right, so our 10-man jobber brawl went 70%. Matt Cross defeated Bruiser Bruto 85. Danhausen defeated AR Fox 80. Ryan Nemeth defeats Mance Warder 81. When you have 3 straight matches that are in 80s, not a bad thing. Cannon and Williams defeat Brook Boy 77, but they're just starting that feud. Disco Guy and Mad Reddick 73. Kaz and Redbeard, Brett Lane in London 79. And our main event, O'Neill and Lio Rush 89. So an 85.40. That is actually the 3rd week in a row that we've gone 85 or higher. We will take that. I made 19,000 profit. Nobody's mad. We went back up to 100%. One thing I'm just gonna go do. I'm gonna go to the options. I'm gonna. Sorry, Stacy. I'm taking you off the airways for a second, so we can. Uh, so we can do the women's slash parking lot house show. We paid 32,000 wages, and here we go into the next show. So we'll go back to the 750s. I've been holding off because we were never getting 750. Um, so I was kind of holding off. So we're actually going to have 3 title matches in this show. We're going to have a women's title match. Now, I just want to see. Okay, we can have a women's Lions. Interesting. We're going to have Nicole Matthews. We're not going to have a Lions Den in this one. It's just for thought. I'm trying to think of who, because Sherrington's got a match. I guess Toni can go. Cole and Toni. It's kind of a no build up match, but hey, it'll still rate well. Okay, our second uh, title match will be the parking lot in a hardcore. I may be scatterbrained today, but I did remember that. So we'll put Chris Harris against Davison. Not feuds. I want to go to the person who has the highest hardcore, which I think is Davison. Yes. So Chris Harris and Davison. Then we'll have. I should have checked the history on that one. Was it last house show that we had? It was either the last house show or it was the last. No, it wasn't the last house show because they did. Yeah, she booked that. So it was probably the last Wednesday Night Warriors before this one. Thank you for the history again, Adam, because for a scatterbrained person like me who forgets what happened a week ago, you know. Okay, they did actually team up and lost, but we're still gonna have that match. We'll have another one. As Anderson and Sherrington take on Volume and Collister. I think I keep saying that wrong. Nobody's called me out on that because I think I messed up a few times on that, but that's okay. Then we'll have a women's tag match with Tessa and Rebecca and Ruby and Ruby and Stu Parkman. Then we'll have another hardcore match. Too Tough Toni and the Green Phantom. And then we'll have Amber Nova take on the. Actually, we'll go with Sonia Strong. Let's go one more. Again, this is the goofiest show ever because again, it's literally a hardcore match followed by women's matches followed by hardcore matches. But hey, we're having fun. We're not at the pay per view yet. And it's going to be Todd Gibbs. And I'm assuming Travis Dykes is the only one left. Or I could put Bantam in there. Actually, let's go with it'd be fun. Is it triple threat or do we have four? We have Dykes, we have Gibbs, we have Bantam, and I think that's it. Dykes, Bantam. Okay, just making sure. Oh, I could put Scotty, but he's moved up. So Dykes, Bantam, and Gibbs. And let's do the opening bout being the newest member of the Misunderstood, Erica Riggs, taking on Hannah Shamrock. Poor uh, actually, you could do that too. I was gonna say poor Helen Martin and Francine Ramsey are the only two not on this show. You could kind of put them each on this. That way, so we're gonna clear that. Women. That way, the high volume women are all in it. So that one is Amber. We'll put Francine Ramsey. Oh, I did it wrong. Women's triple threat. Nova, Ramsey, and Strong. And clear this one. Women's triple threat. And it'd be Riggs, Shamrock, and Martin. Because Ramsey and Martin have some good stats to them too. So you don't want to get uh, not have them in the match and with the ability. So this is a weirdly stacked house show. I mean, but come on, we got 3 title matches, 645. Actually, that's a fairly decent number for uh, the UCLA Training Center. We've had a lot in that one. We haven't sold it out on the house show. Straight to results. Riggs defeats Shamrock and Helen Martin. See, she's moving up. She's got a 77. Travis Dykes wins the triple threat match with an 84. Francine Ramsey wins the triple threat match with 75. Too Tough Toni and the Green Phantom is at 80. Ruby Soho and Susie Parkman win with a 77. Anderson and Sherrington win their title match at 76. Harris defeats Scotty Davison with an 87. And Nicole Matthews and Toni Callahan 79, 87.50. So, the individual matches didn't work, but the overall was really high on this one. 87.5. Woohoo. And everybody got out of that unscathed. It's a good thing. Okay, so we're just going to move up to the Wednesday show. And we'll get our person of the week. Oh, they're touting a heavyweight with a good in-ring ability. Okay, show me. Aunt Kennedy. Aunt Kennedy. Some people refer to ants. That's odd. I don't know if Aunt Kennedy will stay as the name, and it's certainly not going to be Mr. Kennedy. But we'll maybe figure out something for him. But we're definitely gonna take him because I mean 73 in ring ability, 71 charisma. We're not gonna put him in a hardcore match ever, but that charisma and that in ring ability is worth it. So we'll take him. Again, we'll figure out some more stuff for him at some point. Aunt Kennedy. All right, so that's going to be it for this week. Looking at our calendar, we are next show going to do Wednesday Night Warriors, the house show, and the Lions Den. We are back up to 100%. That's just saying that they love both champions. Our momentum has dropped a bit. We're 70%. That was again because of that good old Lance and Hawaii. But we're getting there. We're still holding strong here. We dropped a bit, but again, we're getting towards the end of the month. At the end of the month, we'll get that boost, and that's going to help us out. All right. So that's going to be it for today. Hope everyone had a good week. We'll see you again next week. And we're getting there. We're almost to a year doing this show, doing this promotion war show. Because I think it was April, was it, that we started this? I'd have to go back. I'll figure that one out. But we're getting there. So we'll be back next week with the Lions Den pay per view big show. And we'll see you then. Hope you all take care, stay safe, and we'll see you soon. Bye now.